Hello everyone, today we will start our first revision class for JRF June 2026. First we will start with the consumer theory. Let's start with this is the chronological order given. This is the chronological order for the consumer theory. Who gave first thing and all about this? In 1978, Jeremy Bentham coined the utility which is cardinal in nature and which is measurable. In 1738, Bernoulli introduced the concept of who introduced the concept? It is the Bernoulli as a mathematical function, but who coined the term utility? It is the Jeremy Bentham. In 1871, first marginal revolutionary economics were uh, are following, that is Gibbons, Marshall, Karl Menger, and Leon Walras. Sometimes they will ask about who are the first marginal revolutionary economics, and sometimes they ask about the second revolutionary. Why we call that the first marginal revolutionaries economics? Because they were introduced the concept of marginal utility, and the second marginal revolutionary economics are Edgeworth, Pareto, Slutsky, Allen, which is introduced the ordinal utility. Basically, they introduced the concept of indifference curve analysis, and the first marginal revolutionaries were based on the cardinal approaches. Paul Samuelson gave the revealed preference theory. I think in 1938, it is written wrong here. In 1899, Charles Devenant, the first time in his book Commodity Utility Work, he talked about the law of demand, basically. In 1934, John Hicks and R.G.D. Allen formalized the concept of IC curve, indifference curve. In 1992, Samuelson uh, introduced the concept of bounded rationality and behavioral concept. Let's start with the consumer theory. What is the consumer theory? Basically, theory analysis means consumer analysis means with the limited income, how we can maximize our utility. It is basically means with the constraint given of income, how we can maximize our utility. So basically, there are the three approaches in the consumer theory. The first one is the cardinal approach given by the Marshall Jones and the first marginal revolutionaries, as we have talked about the Karl Menger and Leon Walras. And the second utility is 1934 given by Hicks Allen. Both of them, we will study all of these in sequentially. First, we will just introduce this. Revealed preference theory, 1938, it is given by Samuelson. It is based on the weak axiom revealed preference theory or strong axiom revealed preference theory. Let's start with the cardinal approach, which is given by the Marshall, which is based on the marginal utility. There are the following assumptions of this. The first assumption is utility is cardinal. Cardinal means it can be measurable. Measurable means it can be counted just like 1, 2, 3. For example, after eating the mango, how much utility you get? You tell any number, like you at first mango you get 10 utility, in the second mango you get 8 utility, in the third mango you get 6 utility. So it is measurable, it can be counted. Consumer are rational. What does it mean कि consumer rational है? It means कि वो maximize करेगा अपनी utility को. यानी कि कोई भी कंज्यूमर है उसकी गिवन इनकम के बेस पे वो जो भी कंज्यूम करेगा वो अपनी यूटिलिटी को मैक्सिमाइज करेगा, तब उसका मार्जिनल यूटिलिटी ऑफ मनी इज कांस्टेंट. व्हाट डज इट मीन कि मार्जिनल यूटिलिटी ऑफ मनी कांस्टेंट है? इट मीन्स कि जो मार्जिनल यूटिलिटी है मनी की, यानी कि जो एडिशनल रुपीज ऐड करेंगे हम, whether for the poor or rich, it is same for both of them. यानी कि for example, additional rupees of 10. Suppose poor have 100 rupees and rich have 1000 rupees. So additional of 10 rupees give the same utility to the poor and the same utility to the rich. That's why it is the important assumption of cardinal utility. Fourth assumption is that utility is additive. It means the whatever the utility we are getting from the different unit after consuming it, we can add it and we get the total utility. For example, in our previous example, we have seen that first mango gave us 10 utility, second mango we get 8 utility, in the third mango we get 6 utility. So our total utility by consuming the 3 mangoes is that there is 24 utility. That is mean. Law of diminishing marginal utility holds. It means whatever we are consuming with a successive unit of consumption, the utility is decreasing. This can be seen in this example. When we eat the first mango, we get the 10 utility. When we eat the second mango, we get 8 utility. It means our two utility is decreasing by consuming from the additional unit of mango. If we consume the third mango, that is the third unit, we get 6 unit. Basically, it is decreasing. If we consume the fourth mango, we get the 3 utility. It means it is reducing 3. Basically, marginal utility is decreasing with the successive consumption of additional unit. So this is also hold true. Let me clear this and that's we will start with the further. So what are the equilibrium condition for the equilibrium? What is the equilibrium condition for cardinal utility? There is a necessary condition for the Marshall utility function, that is marginal utility of x is given by the prices of x. It is the necessary condition. What does it mean? This is necessary condition. It means whatever whatever the price is, whatever we get the additional unit based on the our constraint, it is utility must be measured and it is decreasing, and the sufficient condition for the Marshall cardinal utility is marginal utility of x given by the prices of x should be the marginal utility of money. This is the condition of the single good. When we consume the single good, we have taken the example of one mango only. This is that whatever the prices of the good, whatever the marginal utility we get from additional unit based on our constraint, it should be equal to the marginal utility of money. Okay, in layman terms, if we talk about it, say that whatever the money we have spent on the consumption of that quantity, and we get marginal utility from that. This is the for the single good, and for the if we consider the two goods, then the sufficient condition for equilibrium is marginal utility of x given the prices of x should be equal to marginal utility of y given by the marginal utility of the prices of y given the prices of y equal to marginal utility of m. So whatever this when we talk about the two commodity cases of marginal utility, we called equi-marginal utility utility concept. And this but it say last rupees spent on the commodity, whatever whatever the left money we spend on, either we can spend on x, either we can spend on y, it gave the same utility. For example, I have 100 rupees. Out of this, I have spent 60 on the x. Out of 30, I spend on y. The last 10 unit, the last 10 rupees of money, whatever I spend, either I spend on x, either I spend on y, both give me the same utility. This is the equi-marginal utility concept. Based on this, we derive the demand curve given by Marshall. Demand curve, but we all know that the demand curve is downward sloping. Why it is downward sloping? Because when the prices increases, the quantity demand decreases. Why it is decrease? How it derive it? It derive with the help of the marginal utility concept. Suppose as we have known, the marginal utility is diminishing, as we already seen that. So let's this is the price. Marginal utility we get. This is consumption. This is marginal utility quantity. Here it is okay, let me clear this first and then we will do it. So derivation of law of demand. What is law of demand? We already know. When the prices are increasing, quantity of demand is decreasing, and vice versa. When the prices are decreasing, quantity we consume is increasing. This is the quantity we consume. This is the marginal utility. This is the prices, and this is the quantity. We already know that marginal utility is downward sloping. So first unit gave me the utility. The second, suppose 10 utility I get. The second one I get 8 utility. In the third quantity I get the 6 utility. We correspondingly draw this with the first utility, that is given the prices, because we have spent whole of money, that is quantity of x should be x equal to, this is our necessary sufficient condition for Marshall cardinal approach. So if we spend whole of money, given the income, we spend our whole entire income on that commodity and we get marginal utility. So if we first utility gave us that much utility, and the second we got second unit give this, and the third unit give that much. So if we joined all those points, we get a downward sloping demand curve. Downward sloping demand curve. So this is the example of marginal utility of demand curve. We derived the Marshall cardinal approach with the help of cardinal approach. But there are some drawback of this approach. That's why we need the second utility, second approach. We need the first criticism is that marginal utility of money is not constant. It means that the different marginal utility of money for the poor and for the rich person is the different with additional amount of money. As we have seen in our previous example, that the utility of rupees 10 for the poor is more, and then as compared to rich person. So first drawback is that our utility can't be measured because it is a subjective concept. Can I say that from getting first mango, I get 10 utility, and someone else who don't like mangoes, they get a utility of maybe 3. So it is very subjective, person to person. We can't measure it basically. So utility, and the third criticism is utility is not additive. It means we can't add the additional unit of marginal utility because it is an independent concept. And based on this, we have derived the demand curve, that is law of demand curve, where the prices increases, quantity of demand decreases. But this is not explain the given goods as well. So given good is an explanation to law of demand, and because we have derived from the Marshall demand curve, so this is another drawback of this. And the fifth one, if we talk about it, it is talk about the it ignore the decomposition, like price. If we can't like price effect can't be broken into the substitution effect and the income effect. What is the substitution effect and income effect? We will discuss it further. We will discuss next part of it. So, that's why this ordinal approach was introduced by the RZD Allen and John Hicks. It is. Let me first erase this and then we will discuss about this. So, next, uh, next consumer theory is indifference curve, which is given by RZD Allen and John Hicks. It is basically talk about the ordinal utility. Ordinal utility means we can rank the utility, but we can't measure it basically. It means, for example, we can there are the bundle of goods, for example, mango, banana, guava. For all of this, we can be ranked it. Someone can rank like mango give me maximum utility, then guava give me maximum utility, then the banana give me maximum utility, and the another person can be ranked like this. Banana give me maximum utility, mango give the then after the banana we get maximum utility from the mango. So all this is we can be ranked it. We can't get it can't say कि it is measurable in absolute term, so that like first utility gave me 10 utility, so this is not an assumption of this, so we can rank it based on these things, and there are some assumption of it. I guess I haven't written here, so I will tell you like there are the four assumption of it. The first assumption of transitivity. That means if someone is preferring A bundle over the B and prefer B bundle over C, then it person can't we can't can't say कि person uh, prefer the C bundle over A. This is wrong. This means say that if a person prefer A bundle over B and B bundle over C, then he definitely like the A bundle over the C. This is the transitivity assumption. It must be whole true because it is assumed that this is not the case. This should be uh, bundle A should be preferred over the bundle C. And the second assumption of rationality, we have seen that in the cardinal utility approach as well, that say that consumer is maximizing their utility given the constraint of it. Third assumption of this is completeness. What does it mean? Every single bundle can be ranked. Every single bundle can be ranked. It means whatever the given bundle, suppose basket, one basket have A, B, C, D, E number of commodities. So all of this can be ranked accordingly. Someone prefer A, B, C, D in sequence. Someone prefer D over C, and then like all of them should be bundled. It should be ranked. Sorry, should be ranked. And the fourth one is reflexivity. I think I am teaching the whole concept rather than revising the concept fastly. So let's start with it. It's okay, because if the conceptual clarity is there, we can solve the maximum question if they whatever it can be asked from this topic. So given bundle, reflexivity say that given bundle is as good as it is. Suppose bundle X has quantity A and B, that is 10 quantity, and then it have 8 quantities. Say that, and the second bundle A and B same quantity have, it should be have 10, and to be preferred B, it should have basically 9. So basically whatever is reflexivity assumption saying is the given bundle is as good as it is, यानी कि जो X बंडल है वो Y बंडल में इतना completely होना चाहिए, और या फिर कह सकते हैं monotonicity होना चाहिए. Whatever the bundle have, one commodity is the same and the second commodity have more than the other bundle. So these are the four basic assumption of ordinal utility. And there is the two so here we have introduced the concept of, okay, it introduced the concept of indifference curve. What is indifference curve? Indifference curve tell us about the all those combination of goods which gave the same level of utility, whatever it, okay, let me explain it again. Let me erase this first and then we will discuss about the indifference curve and its property. Indifference curve. Indifference curve, what indifference curve tell us? Indifference curve tell us all those combination of goods which give equal amount of satisfaction. Suppose we have a bundle which gave me, which have like commodity X and Y with a combination 10 of 8, and another bundle is with the same commodity. It gave me the utility of, this is giving me 8, this is giving me 6, and C bundle is, that is, it gave me 4, it gave me 10. So all after consuming any of bundle, we get the same utility. It means my marginal utility is same for A bundle, same for the B bundle, and C same for the C bundle. So if we draw in the graph, we get something like this. This is indifference curve. So this is giving me the, if this is commodity X, this is commodity X. If this is post 10 unit and this is 4, it gave me the same utility. And another, this is point C, we can say with the 8 commodity consumption of commodity 6, it gave me utility of another is 8, and we can say here 4 only. This is the 4 and they give me 10. So if we join the point ABC, we get the indifference curve, and all these combinations we give me the same utility after consuming of. There are some properties of indifference curve. The first property is indifference curve is downward sloping. Why it is downward sloping? Because our marginal utility of money is constant, because we have constraint. If we consume the marginal utility, if we consume the additional unit of X good, we have to reduce the additional unit of consumption of Y. So there is a trade-off. If we increase the consumption of X, we have to decrease the consumption of Y. So there is a trade-off. That's why, because it is there is constraint of the marginal utility. So that's why either we have to increase it, we return it like this, marginal utility of X upon me, marginal utility of y equal to marginal utility of money. Okay, let me clear it and I will explain this concept again. Okay, in Cardinal, in equi-marginal utility concept, equi-marginal utility concept, we have marginal utility of x given by px equal to marginal utility of y equal to price of y equal to marginal utility of money. Can we written this as marginal utility of x upon me marginal utility of y equal to given the prices of p good x and given the prices y equal to marginal utility of money. So I have done something. No, I have not done anything drastically, but I have just rearranged this. I just replaced both of them. So if we say marginal utility of x is marginal utility of y, it should be marginal utility of m. If I increase the consumption of x, if I increase the consumption of x, it means my marginal utility is decreasing of x, right? Because law of diminishing marginal utility hold true. So, so this is decreasing, this is constant. So it is whole ratio is decreasing, but it should be equal to marginal utility of money. So it should be increase the marginal utility of money should be a marginal utility of y should be increased. When the marginal utility of y increase, then we reduce the consumption of y. Because if we consume the more of x, we more of y, our marginal utility will be decreased. So if we increase the consumption of x, we have to reduce the consumption of y so that our marginal utility should be the same. So that's why it is downward sloping concept, downward, and due to marginal rate of substitution is the same thing. If we increase the consumption of x, we have to decrease the consumption of y. So it is convex because of this. It is convex to the origin. That means it is convex to the origin. Higher the indifference curve, higher the utility. What does it mean? Let me read. Next time I have to add some blank pages so that we don't need to erase all of things again and again. Maybe I can do it right. Marginally higher. This is means this is good X, this is good Y, this is IC1, this is IC2, this is IC3. High IC3. This is as the we move to the higher and higher indifference curve, our utility is increasing, and there is two IC never intersecting each other. Why it can't intersect each other? Let's explain with the help of example. Suppose this is indifference curve 1 and this is indifference curve 2. This is point E, this is A, this is point B. Suppose let's see that on IC1 we get same utility on point A and point E. Both give the same utility as its basic definition of. On the IC curve 2, if we say that utility point B and point E give the same utility. So both of the, we can say that if E on the IC curve 1 and IC curve 2 give the same utility, it means A and B give the same utility to you, but it can't be true because A is on IC1 and B is on IC2. So if we say, and another property is higher the IC curve, higher the utility. So we can't, so that's why there is indifference curve never intersect with each other. And how we find out the optimum point of it? So we have seen that the two IC never intersect each with other. And the third last property, consumer is always at set at a point. It means prefer more to the less. It means monotonicity. What it means uh, consumer prefer those bundles which have more of any one of the good and the same the other good. As we have seen the previously, if the bundle A have 10 of X good and 8 of Y good, and B bundle is 10 of X good and 9. So consumer prefer the B bundle because it have the same the quantity of X, but it have more the quantity of other good. It can be both, can be more, but basic assumptions we assume that is it should be the one good must be more than the other good. So there are the some for different indifference curve given for the different type of the goods given it is given for the normal good. For the normal good, what is first we will discuss it. What is the normal good? Normal good are those good with the increase in the prices will decrease the quantity and vice versa. These are the normal goods. What are the perfect substitute? Perfect substitute goods are those goods we can substitute perfectly with the other good if prices of one good increases. Suppose, for example, tea and coffee. If the tea prices increases, we can substitute tea with the coffee. It's perfectly. So this is the perfect substitute goods. And the third one is perfect complement goods. Are those goods which are consumed in a fixed quantity. Either it need to be like minimum fixed quantity or minimum maximum fixed quantity. Its example is car and petrol. If you use car, you have to use petrol or we instead of petrol we can say fuel, because now petrol have another alternative. We can use the car of diesel, etc. But we have to use some type of energy resource for the to drive the car. So this is the perfect complement example of it. So uh, indifference curve for the normal good is downward sloping, that is convex to the origin. And for the perfect substitute, there is marginal. This is the marginal rate of substitution is constant. Constant means we can perfectly uh, substitute it. What are the MRS in mathematical terms? We write is marginal utility. MRS XY is marginal utility of X upon me marginal utility of Y. It can be written as change in Y upon me change in to increase the addition to consume the additional unit of X. How much unit of Y we need to reduce it? This is marginal rate of substitution, and it is constant means it is the and it used for the complement good perfect complement goods. It is the L shaped is marginal MRS X. It can be 0 or it can be infinity. It can be like both. How it can be both? Let's see that. Suppose MRS XY, we say that means marginal utility of X upon my marginal utility of Y. So marginal utility of X increase 3, but marginal utility of Y not change. It'll lead to infinity. If we say marginal utility of Yx, that means marginal utility of Y upon my marginal utility of X. Change in Y is 3, but the change in X 3. Sorry, change in Y is 0, but change in X is 3. So it leads to 0. So if we, let's see in the graph first. This is like point one. We consume both the good in one quantity. If we increase the quantity of suppose good X, we consume the quantity of 2, but we need in proper ratio or if in fixed ratio we consume, so it is not increasing. So change in x is 2, but change in y is 0, so it lead to infinity. In the same way, if we increase the change in y is 1 unit from 1 to 2, but the change in x is, if we consume the only one quantity of x, that is 0. So sorry, I have done something wrong here. Yes. Here we talk about MRS and here we should talk about MRS change in y and x. So if we talk, let me explain again with a clear example. We are taking the case of MRS That means marginal utility of x upon में marginal utility of y, or we can return in change in y upon में change in x. So first case, if we increase the x, then the change in x from 1 unit to 2, that is change in x is 1 unit, but we didn't increase the change of y, so it is change in y is 0. So 0 by 1 lead to 0. And if we increase the quantity of x, change in y will be, if we consume good y is 2 unit, but the good x is 1 unit. So that is change 2 minus 1 change, and x is the same unit 1 minus 1. So 1 by 0 is infinity. So we have just proved that MRS of perfect complement good is either 0 or it is infinite. It is based on whatever, whichever the equation it is given. Let me, sorry for that. These are the special cases are given this. So I think it has not given with this. This is the marginal utility equation for the perfect good. Straight, we have already said that IC curve is the straight line, and marginal rate of substitution is for perfect substitute is constant. For the perfect complement good, utility is minimum of x, minimum quantity. We have seen that the minimum quantity we need to consume is in the fixed proportion. It is L shaped and it is fixed proportion. So MRS is not written here. It is either 0. Okay, let me use the different pen so that so MRS is 0 or infinity. It can be both. For the bad good and neutral good, this is like, let me explain with the help of, let me draw the, suppose, okay, changed. This is X is bad good, suppose pollution. This is Y good, and this is good, that is cloth. So, obviously we don't want to increase the consumption of pollution because it destroyed our health. So we reduce the consumption of X, we increase the consumption of Y. So our graph should look like this, upward sloping. This is IC1, IC2, IC3. We are moving away from the bad good consumption because it have negative impact on us, and we consume more and more good of Y. And neutral good are those goods which are consumed in a fixed quantity. it does not depend on the prices. If we say this is X, this is neutral good. Okay, there is one more definition of neutral good. Neutral good are those goods which have the same uh, okay are those goods they have neither the positive impact on you and they have neither negative impact on you. Either you increase the consumption of it and decrease the consumption of it, it doesn't impact your utility. So this, if the X is neutral good, and this is why we assume the normal good, basically normal good, that that means with the consumption, if we consume the normal good one quantity, we can consume the neutral good 1 2 3, it can be. But when we increase the quantity of normal good, our marginal utility will increase. So this is the concept. So something like this IC curve will make for the neutral good. And if we take the neutral good on the y-axis, then our graph should look like this, I see then. Because it doesn't matter how much we consume the neutral good, because it have the, not impacted us. So it is vertical when y is neutral good. It is horizontal IC curve when it is on uh, x-axis. Giffen good. Giffen good are those goods which depend on the prices. यानी कि if prices increases, consumption will increase, quantity of consumption will increase. This is exception to the law of demand. We have already seen that. So for these conditions, there is upward sloping demand curve and there is one inferior good. So this is the special case. Okay, there is one more special case. Here it is not written. Let me raise this first. That is concave shaped IC curve. Concave IC curve will prevail in where we consume the only one quantity or preference of commodity one is more over the other. Whatever, okay, let me explain again, but I am saying it. There is two commodity, that is X and Y. If I prefer to only consume the good X, then I will not consume any unit of Y. It gave me the IC curve that is concave to the origin. So this is X, this is Y. If we consume that all our money on the good X, if I at point A, and if I consuming my all income or I spending my whole income on the good Y, then we are at point B. So this give us concave concept. So there is one more concept here. Here the marginal rate of substitution is increasing. It's not decreasing. So this is very important point here to note. If we have to, let's see the example of it. Marginal utility of x upon y, marginal utility y. That is change in y upon change in x. To let's see that for the additional unit, change in y is less, but the change in x is more. It means more and more demand of more and more demand of the good x, but we less reduce the consumption of y as compared in the normal cases. So that's why its marginal rate of substitution is increasing. So these are the some special cases to the indifference curve concept. So to find out the equilibrium, consumer equilibrium in the utility function, because higher the IC we get the maximum utility, but we can't go on higher and higher because there is some constraint. What is the constraint? Constraint of budget. Budget means that is the money or the income have the constraint. So our maximum utility, we graphically, mathematically we have seen that our maximum consumer equilibrium is where marginal utility of x upon y marginal utility of y equal to prices of x upon y prices of y equal to marginal utility of money. This is the mathematically. But when we draw the IC curve, oh, that's like budget and consumer. First, let's draw the consumer good budget line. Let's understand the budget line. Budget line give us the given income, how to maximize our utility. So this is the budget line. So budget line, this is the original budget line given is if how it will okay, budget line depend on something, prices of x, prices of y, and the our income, that is money. This is our original budget line which is given by m. If the prices of x, okay, there is something like shifting in the budget line, shifting of budget line, and the second thing is pivot. When will pivot and when will shift the budget line? When our income either increase or decrease, budget line will shift either to the rightward or leftward. It depends upon if our income is decreasing, that it budget line shift to the leftward side. If if the budget, if our income increases, then it shift to the rightward. So this is like original AB. AB is original budget line. If our money or the income is increasing, then our budget line shift to the rightward, that is CD. If our money income is reducing, then our budget line will shift to the leftward, that is EF. So this is our original line, and budget line will pivot when either the prices of X or the prices of Y increase or decrease. It depends. If the prices of X decrease, it pivot toward the X axis. This is shown as like if the price of good X is suppose here it is 5, and prices of X will decrease to the 3. So our budget line will be shifted to the budget line will pivot toward the right side, because with the same given income we can consume the more unit of good X with the same income. In similar way, if the prices of Y is prices, this is our original budget line. If the prices of Y decreases, then our budget line will pivot toward Y axis, and this will be our new budget line will be AC. So budget line pivot toward axis, either X or Y. It depends on the prices of Y and X, either increase or decrease, and shift it rightward or leftward. It depends upon our original money income. So our consumer equilibrium is find out. Let me erase this. Then we find out the ordinal utility consumer equilibrium with the help of diagram. So this is our as we have seen the property of IC curve, that is the higher the IC, higher the IC3, this is IC2, this is IC1, higher the indifference curve, higher the utility. But there is some constraint to it, that is the marginal utility, that is money income, because higher the, because we can't attain the highest level of satisfaction, because with the given of income, suppose our monthly income is rupees 50,000 and we dream of buying Lamborghini, so it can't possible with this amount of income. With the time we can, but like with our monthly salary, we can't basically buy the Lamborghini. So this is our constraint on that. So where our budget line, what is budget line? The prices of X given the prices of Y. This is also gave the slope of budget line, because what is a budget line? Budget line, the given the prices or with the given income, we maximize our utility. So this is the slope. So where the IC curve and budget line are tangent to each other. What I'm saying, please listen carefully. Where the IC curve and budget line are tangent to each other, there consumer equilibrium is maximum. Because if we say budget line is bisecting it or intersecting the indifference curve, then there is no maximum consumer maximum utility. Let's see with the help of example. Let me draw here. This is our IC curve. This is our budget line AB. Sorry, let me draw again. This is IC1, this is IC2, this is our budget line. There is point A, this is point B, and this is point E. So at point A, marginal rate of substitution is greater than prices of X and Y, because here it is marginal utility for given, it is more, this is IC1, here it is a marginal utility we get from the consumption of X and Y, and here is our budget line. So our marginal utility is more than it means there is more and more give up of Y to consume the additional unit of X. What I am saying is, if marginal utility of X upon my marginal utility of Y given the PX value of Y, we have seen that for the equilibrium condition, MUX by MUY should be equal to PX by PY. So if it is greater means more and more consumption of X. If we consume the more and more good of X, our marginal utility for good X will decrease. This will decrease. So and then it will the whole equation will whole numerator and denominator will decrease, and then it lead to the marginal utility of 1 equal to marginal utility of Y. It means uh, the slope of indifference curve become flatter with more and more additional unit of X, more and more unit of Y will be given. At this point of at point B, here marginal utility of XY is less than given the prices of PX and PY. So more and more, so less unit of Y is sacrificed to increase the additional unit of, to gain the additional unit of X, so that this become equal. So if optimum point is here, where the marginal utility of X given the marginal utility of Y should be equal to prices of X and PY. Sorry, prices of Y. So we can say that marginal utility of things, marginal utility या फिर consumer equilibrium is, or consumer utility is maximum where budget line and IC curve is tangent. I think in this diagram, this is given road, this is not optimum point. It should be like this. It should be this IC curve, and here it is the optimum because marginal rate of substitution is equal to the budget line, as we have already explained. If it is point A here, then the marginal rate of substitution is greater than the budget line and the IC become flatter. And here the prices, marginal rate of substitution should be less than the price given the budget line. So here the IC become steep. So maximum utility or optimum quantity with a given constraint of income, the consumer maximum satisfaction is point here only. So shift in the budget line parallel outward. I already explained this with the help of diagram. This is our M, prices of Y and good, both prices and M double. Basically, given the relationship between both the prices and money. So no, after this we will discuss the reveal. Let's discuss the criticism of ordinal approach. Ordinal, why we need the another theory or improvement of how improvement over the ordinal theory. The first drawback of it based on the commodity choices, but in the real world there are so many choices, and secondly, it is based on the assumption of rationality. Sometimes as a consumer we are not rational. Sometimes we consume more of good 1x because we like them, and for the another commodity we don't like. It is the static in nature. It not explain how our choices change over the time. At point A we like something else, at point B we like something else, so it not explain this point as well. And the fourth point is it again the same as cardinal utility. Price effect can't be substituted between can't be divided between substitution effect and income effect. So in 1938, Samuelson gave the revealed preference theory. In both the cardinal and ordinal approach, we have assumed that consumer demand we have assumed consumers demand we have assumed what they like. But in the revealed preference theory given by Samuelson, the consumer tell us about their choices, what they like, what they don't like. So in it explained with the revealed preference theory based on the two axiom. There is two axiom. First axiom is weak axiom of revealed preference. It means if uh, if both bundle A and B are if both the bundle A and B are affordable, then then consumer always prefer A over B in every condition where he is affordable both the goods. If he is unable to afford the A bundle, then he prefer A B over A. Then it is also weak axiom and it is valid. It not violate the weak axiom condition. But in the strong axiom revealed preference theory, if uh, if he afford both the bundles A and B, and he's sometimes he choose bundle A over B, and sometimes he choose bundle B over A. So it is violative of the weak axiom revealed preferences, and this is the strong example. What are the advantages of the revealed preference theory? We don't need to assume the choices. We don't need to cardinal utility. We don't need to measure it. We don't need what they like and how the choices are this. But it is based on the observation of the consumers or revealed by the consumer itself their choices. For the revealed preferences theory, weak axiom is necessary, but are not sufficient condition to maximize utility, and sufficient condition is strong axiom revealed preference is for the consistency preference quotary, because in A and B both affordable, then he always choose A over B. But if not affordable, then he can choose A over B. But this is not violative of this is necessary condition. For the sufficient condition, he always choose consistent in his preferences. When A and B are both affordable, he always choose A and over B. So his preference should be consistent over the time. Thank you.